100 of the greatest sci-fi movies, man. We're back with yet another joint. Here's me, your boy C, the host of most of the things on Paprika. Shout out to Refried Scenes. We're doing 100 sci-fi movies, 100 podcasts in 100 days, man. We're talking about it. We're rolling this list down from 101. We're getting your 2022 started out right with some good old fiction of science, man. And we're back. Yesterday, we talked about our number 90 pick, so we're still pretty fresh into this. If this is your first one, man, you still fairly ground level where you can go back and catch up on the other ones, man. Number 90 yesterday was Mute, Netflix joint, man. Great neon noir, man. Missing girls, seedy underground. That's like the science fiction Chinatown. Only Mute's better than Chinatown. 989 is what we're talking about today. And today we're talking about remakes. This is a remake that we did on Refried Scenes. All the shout outs to Carol Jean Coles out there in those streets, man. 89 today. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Yes. Listen, you got Donald Sutherland, Leonard Nimoy, Jeff Goldblum, and Veronica Cartwright in a movie together. It's gonna be gold. There's no getting around that. It's gonna be gold. It's a remake of the 1950s Invasion of the Body Snatchers, man, which we will discuss later on down the road at some point. I find this 1978 maybe. I think it's 1978. I find this remake good, but empty of the threat and paranoia of the original, the 1950s Body Snatchers, which is why I have it ranked so low. Like it's a good adaptation, but it doesn't have the teeth that the 1950s joint has. The performances are there. Sutherland is killing it as Matthew Bennell. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Bennell. Bennell. The person who is trying to escape all of this nonsense. So was that, I think, Don Siegel in the original there. Jeff Goldblum, delightfully weird in it as well. I feel like the movie wanted to lean on the weird factor harder than it wanted to lean on the identity factor. And that's its real downfall. I think it's the stealing of identities is what is the key theme there. But they are like, let's just get fucking weird with it, which sometimes that's all right. But I will say the final scene, obviously one of the most iconic final scenes in movie history, is a great fake out. And it's one of the better memes that have been around for some ages now. No spoilers here, but if you haven't seen the 1970s Invasion of the Body Snatchers, do yourself all of the favors and check that bit of business out. Maybe I gotta see if I can dig up the old Refried Scenes episode that me and Carol did. Maybe I'll publish that as well, so you guys can check that out. While the original is better, this movie is still pretty good. It's still worth talking about. They've had a couple. Like they had Invasion. It was just called Invasion. I think it was Nicole Kidman and maybe Daniel Craig back in the days. Horrid. We don't talk about it on this network. The only ones that exist in my mind are this 1978 Invasion of the Body Snatchers and the 1950s. Like I said, that we'll talk about later on down the road. It's one of those joints that is definitely, it's a good paranoia flick. It's a good way of putting it. And the weirdness is something that Goldblum definitely leans into. Donald Sutherland plays a great straight man all throughout it, and it's just all about surviving. That's what this joint is about. It's about surviving while keeping yourself and your identity intact. So if you think that's something that you might want to get down on, I implore you to go ahead and check out the 1970s Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And that is it for today's joint. We'll be back in 24 of the hours to talk more science fiction. Until then, you all take it easy and have a good one.